Well, boys and girls, after 13 years of the save, I find myself unemployed. We've never been here before in Non-League to Legend, but I felt I'd taken Norwich as far as I can, and we've left. And now we hunt for a new job. And I have no idea how that job hunt is going to go. Let's find a new job, I guess. Well, here's an interesting thing. Manchester United have just hired Zinedine Zidane as manager. You might have noticed before Manchester United didn't have a vacancy. Well, they kind of did because they had an interim manager, but it didn't show up on the job centre as a vacancy, so I didn't apply for Manchester United. I wouldn't have gone anyway, but it seems odd. I'm now wondering how many other interim managers are there out there and for jobs that I should be applying for. Zidane did leave Real Madrid, so I have applied for Real Madrid, which would be definitely an interesting next step. They're a team who are looking to rebuild with young players. They're looking for under 23s. They've obviously got a lot of money and a lot of stadium behind them, but a team that is probably getting on a little bit age-wise and does need a bit of a refresh and a rebuild with younger players coming through. So it would definitely be an interesting job, and certainly somewhere with some pedigree for winning the Champions League, which is exactly the kind of thing that I'm looking for. But we shall see, I guess. I'm a little bit concerned that this applying for jobs thing doesn't work properly because, as you can see, none of these jobs have been applied for. Not that I would necessarily want Valencia or Sampdoria, but these are top division jobs and they've not been applied for. So I think holidaying is not working right the way I was doing it before. So I think we'll just apply for jobs at any clubs. Problem is, of course, that means I'm going to get offered loads of interviews at tiny little clubs that I'm never going to go to. So we're going to be constantly coming back off holiday. I'll only show you when we get interviews at the full-sized football clubs that we'd actually consider going to, I guess. But first job application is in, and it's Real Madrid. I've now been offered interviews at Sampdoria and Valencia, the sixth place teams in both Serie A and La Liga for the last couple of years. I'm turning them both down, I think. They seem very sideways movie. And maybe a sideways move is something we'd look to do if I'm still out of work 2 years down the line. Maybe that's the kind of thing that we'd take then. But at the moment, I really want a top tier club. That's what we're looking for. We want the Norwich fans to sort of nod and go, yeah, okay, I get it. I see why he went. Whereas I think if I turn up at Sampdoria, they're going to be a little bit, well, we're better than them. Why has he gone there? He doesn't even speak Italian. Do they not know about his one adaptability? Apparently, they didn't know about my one adaptability. The Real Madrid job is still available at the moment. I haven't been offered an interview yet, but it is showing as available. So fingers crossed, an interview with them is forthcoming. Right, here we go then. Real Madrid job interview. One of the reasons they've decided to offer me the interview is because they feel I'm an acceptable fit for the club's ambitious vision for the future. This is mainly as a result of my deep commitment towards signing players for the first team no older than 23. I love the idea of being able to go into a team like Real Madrid who are on the decline and basically do what Jurgen Klopp's done at Manchester City these last few years and bring in real top tier youngsters and turn them back into the top team in Spain over the next 2 or 3 years and end with a Champions League win. That would be perfect. Hopefully I can convince the board that that would be perfect too. How would I overcome the relatively big obstacle of not speaking the language? I speak English and German. Surely being able to mush them together is basically Spanish. I don't understand. Yeah, I can learn the language in no time. I've got one adaptability. That means I'm like first for adaptability. Can you ease our concerns that you've never previously managed in this country? I've succeeded everywhere I've gone. Is that an option? Experience in various other countries should hopefully make up for the fact I'm yet to work here. Yeah, did you not see how good I was in Germany? You're up for a few jobs as it stands right now. Am I hedging my bets? No, the game is broken and that's the only way I can do it. I don't actually want to manage Gateshead. I'm just trying to forge ahead. I'm exploring my options. Yeah, that's what we'll say. We receive a large amount of media attention and your media handling has been dubious to say the least. Why is that the case? Because I let my assistant manager do it. I don't think it matters how I deal with the media. If I'm getting the right results on the pitch, then what's the problem? I need opportunities to work at a club like this if I'm to learn what it really takes. No, I'm going to say that one might be a bit stroppy. I might have just talked myself out of the job, but we won the Premier League multiple times. Does it matter if I don't do my own press conferences? We tend to give our managers the time and stability they need to get the job done. Am I in for the long haul? Yes, that's what I do. The club is looking to hire a manager comfortable working with limited resources. Say what now? That wasn't on what? Excuse me? Real Madrid, pardon? You're looking for what now? Well, I'll do the right thing with the club's money. Yeah, spend it. Yes, I don't mind working with director. I'm a little bit alarmed that they might not have any money. Backroom team, I'm not bothered about really. I'll add to that as time goes on. Our long-term vision outlines the next few years for the club. So they want to sign under 23 players for the first team, maintain the club's stature as the most reputable team in Spain, work within a budget, get rid of all the old men, and qualify for the Champions League through the league. So we don't need to be winning the league for the next couple of years. They want to be challenging in 2 years and then winning the league in 3 years. Yeah, that's exactly the plan I just described. Yes, we can qualify for the Champions League. I mean, that's not a limited budget. That's 30. That's more than I had at Norwich. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. £6 million a week in wages is a limited budget. They live in fantasy world. I don't think I could stop myself from just laughing in the middle of the interview. That's more than double what I had at Norwich. Is there anything you'd like to ask for ahead of potentially getting the job? Yeah. What's in these bottles? Because they're solid white, as if they've got like Malibu or something in them. Water doesn't come in bottles like this. Well, these look like teacups, but they've got no handles. What is the whole beverage and crockery situation here? I find it alarming. That's the main question I want to ask, but I'll leave it. And fingers crossed, we hear back from them soon. In the meantime, let's decline all these. I don't want to go to Tunbridge, believe it or not, or Darlington, or Farsley. Is there anything else good that's come up? Not really. All our eggs are in a Real Madrid shaped basket at the moment. Pep Guardiola is now favourite for the Norwich job. I mean, I've raised the reputation of that club a bit, haven't I? Imagine if they get Pep Guardiola. Oh, he's going to go and win the Champions League with him, isn't he? Well, here we go then, boys and girls. It looks like I've got a new home. In all my years playing Football Manager, 25 plus years playing Football Manager, I've never managed Real Madrid before. This is going to be interesting. So they've offered me a 3-year contract. It's actually on less money than I was earning at Norwich, but I mentioned this a little bit in yesterday's episode. It's not really about the money anymore for in-game Kev, because if we look at my history, I've earned £16.5 million. I don't need to work ever again. I'm working because I'll go and do the jobs that look fun. And this looks fun because this is an aging, declining Real Madrid side that we can go and rebuild with youngsters. And it's exactly what the board are completely on board with doing it. They're going to give me 3 years before I even have to win La Liga. It is perfect. It is the perfect opportunity. So let's try and negotiate the money up a little bit. I'm going regardless. There you go. We're going to squeeze a few more. I was going to say pesetas out of them. I mean, it's probably euros, isn't it? I've been to Spain. I promise I've been to Spain before. Do I look Spanish to you? Oh, fine. 52 is fine. £52,000 a week for 3 years with a rebuilding of youngsters going on. And I guess I have to buy a Real Madrid shirt now. I bet they're not cheap, are they? Wowzers. Look at that. Look how happy he is. Real Madrid have today confirmed the appointment of Kevin Chapman as the club's new manager. Eyebrows? Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the 52-year-old who's recently spent time away from club football, like 3 weeks. And he's sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Santiago Bernabeu. I ain't facing no media. My assistant manager can do that. I arrive with a record of 390 wins, 137 draws, and 183 defeats in my career. Typical manager press release stuff, that. I've also won 3 league titles and a cup. He replaced his previous manager, Zinedine Zidane. Let's ignore the fact one of those league titles was the National League North. Scott Parker was considered to be favourite for the job. Real Madrid fans must be gutted they didn't get Scott Parker, particularly after he was spotted attending an interview with the club, but they ultimately preferred a different candidate. This guy. Chapman, a 2-time winner of the Premier League with Norwich City, brings a wealth of experience with him. Chapman has earned himself a reputation for signing players under the age of 23 and appears to be a great fit for the club's current vision at Santiago Bernabeu. But they'll just name it after me. It's fine. Is it really #RealM? Because I think we can do better. I need to speak to the club's branding department. Chapman prefers to use a 4-4-2 narrow diamond formation. We'll see. Chapman was the subject of considerable criticism. You what? Chapman was the subject of considerable criticism at Norwich in March following a humiliating FA Cup exit at the hands of Derby. Yeah, that was the key point to bring out of my Norwich career, and will now be hoping for a better experience upon taking up a new position. Real Madrid finished the season in second place in La Liga following a 4-match unbeaten run. Lovely. Right, let's have a look. Well, here we go. Welcome to Real Madrid. They've won the Champions League a few times. I know this about them. So does that mean they tend to play a diamond anyway? Because I wasn't necessarily going to come in and force the diamond on them, but if this current squad is built around a diamond, then who am I to tell them they can't play the way they want to play? Let's just shuffle through all of this. What date is it? We've got most of a summer to get stuck into this club. It's the 5th of July. We have got time to do transfers this summer. We need to get rid of some of these old men. My word, there's some old men here. Right, let's have a little investigation of the finances first. So, £38 million, a £6 million budget, of which we're spending £5 million. So immediately you could put, okay, we can't put loads of it up there, but we've got plenty of money to do some shuffling around. We're going to try and shift out some of these old men immediately. I don't know if that's something they've already started doing. They've got rid of a moron because they know I have no time for morons after being kicked out of the Champions League by 1 this season. Who's the best squad? Small squad. That's a very small squad. How many players is that? A 20-man squad. Best player is Mori Koulibaly, who is an attacking midfielder, central midfielder, striker kind of chap. No, not as good as Schultz, surely. 21 years old and already 39 caps for France. So basically a generational talent, an absolute superstar, a world superstar. He's quite handy, isn't he? Yeah, I imagine we'll still use him. I like the fact there are some good youngsters in here. Felipe Lopez is a Spanish central midfielder / attacking midfielder who looks pretty useful as well. And then we've got Carlos Vitor, who's another central midfielder who looks pretty useful. We're set for the midfield, aren't we? I can see why they're playing a diamond with all these midfield players. Alexandra Etundi is a centre-back, only 6'3", quite a short chap at centre-back, 24 years old. He's a Belgian who came in last summer from Anderlecht. So it looks like this youngster rebuild has already started, and then we start hitting some of the old men who we're going to look to. I mean, at 29, probably not move him on this year, but he's not going to be with us as part of the long-term vision of this project. Basically, if you're older than like 26, 27, you're not part of my project as far as I'm concerned. Vinicius Jr. is still there. If he's got any kind of value to him, so he hasn't really, but at 34 and as a winger, I can't imagine we're going to use him very much. So we'll probably look to move him on. I mean, the core of the top players are quite young. It's just a very small squad, and there are a number of these older players who need to move out, and we've got to bring some good up-and-coming players in. I've just seen some of the wages we're paying. Holy smokes. £525,000 a week for a right back. I need to lie down. They are ridiculous. What's the transfer debt situation like? No transfer debt. We'll fix that problem. Sponsors, plenty of. Just general debt, 123 million. So we had a loan that is going to be paid off in 5 years. So that's quite nice. Interesting. This is going to be a nice little challenge. We're favourites to win the league. I tell you what, we've got some of the best players in this league. That's nice. We need a striker. We've got the 2 best players in the division. We need a striker. Do we go and get Delgado? Can we go and get Delgado? Are they going to let me move some of this budget around? I think the first thing we have to do is scout Norwich, just to see what we can take away from our squad there. Have they got a manager yet? Still no manager there. Have they started the fire sale yet? Doesn't look like it. No. That's interesting. Well, I need to have a ponder, and we will come back tomorrow with a transfer window, which should have started this rebuild. And then when does the season start? We haven't even got fixtures yet. The season starts really late in Spain, doesn't it? So the season doesn't start for like 6 weeks. We've got plenty of time to put together a squad in my image here at Real Madrid. I need to buy a shirt. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.